Well, Barry, nice to have you with us. And it's been a really positive week. 2 wins, 2 clean sheets, 2 very different games. You've had to show different skill sets. All of that must be really pleasing.
Yeah, like you said, two very different games. The both opposition, kind of offer different problems, and you have to find different solutions to them. And we've done it really well. I thought against Accrington, you really have to turn up and be physical, and they're such a big side and very good offset pieces. And I thought we defended them really, really well. And then Plymouth on Tuesday, really, really pleasing performance. Really good with the ball, and they had the majority of it, but I thought we really nullified them. I don't think they had any real clear-cut chances. I thought they spent a lot of time in the first phase of their build-up, and it's almost testament to the way we were organised in front of them. I don't think they could see any real forward passes that were going to split between us. And then we had a really good threat the other way and created really good chances and had some really good moments going forward. So yeah, really, really pleasing.
And it's also nice about this week, it's happened now on quite a few occasions this season, linking the wins together, and it makes a huge difference if you can do that.
Yeah, it's massive. Not so long ago we had 3 wins in a row, and it brings you up the table, and it's so important because it's a difficult thing to do, because there's, like we mentioned, you play an opposition like in Accrington and then at Plymouth, and they're so different, and everyone offers, you have to find different solutions to different opposition. It's hard to put the back-to-back wins together. So it's really important for us. It puts us in a healthy position in the table. So yeah, really, really happy.
Yeah, and when we get you on, we often talk about strikers, obviously. Sam Smith, just talk us through how he's been going over recent weeks, on to 15 goals for the season, which is really impressive.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah, he's been really, really good. I thought his work rate and attitude to the game on Tuesday was brilliant. Took his goal really well. Had chances in the game. Was a constant threat. He's done great. We obviously it's unfortunate Joey's out injured, but Sam's come in and done really well. And I think over the few games as well, we've probably got more used to having Sam up the top end of the pitch, because they have different talents, they have different attributes. So I think the team are playing maybe more to Sam's strengths as well. Adds a bit of extra dynamism maybe in attack, and he can threaten a bit beyond. So he's been really, really good, and his goals return is brilliant. So let's hope he continues with that.
Yeah, presumably he's a good listener, a good learner, because the right-sided role he'd been playing, I think, was new to him at the start of the season, and then coming in and, as you say, having to adapt both ways with Joe having been the man up front for so long. He's presumably good at taking all of these ideas on board.
Yeah, he does, and actually, I have to say, he got himself in the team on that right hand side, and he plays that position really, really well. He's very clever with his movement, and he makes really good out to in runs and gets himself into goal scoring positions from that right hand side. We seem to play against the back 3 often, and it probably suits him being on the right. Then he kind of comes inside. There's maybe a little bit more room for him to get into them, like I say, and them goal scoring. So, he's done really well. Now he's moved as the central striker, and he leads the line well. And he's different to Joey, but he still puts himself about, and he's still a physical player. But he obviously has the ability and pace to run beyond and link play really well. So we're really pleased with him at the moment.
How's Joe getting on? Is he doing everything possible? Is he doing all of the right things to try and get fit?
Yeah, Joey's class like that. He's such a hard worker. He's doing everything. He's making really, really good progress. He's desperate to be back involved. He's always around the group on match days and supportive for everybody. He's such a good teammate for the guys. So he's kind of chomping at the bit to get back, and hopefully he won't be too long, won't be too far off.
Yeah, and with further team news, so Harvey Knibb's expected to be out again this weekend. For Harrison Dunk, is it just a case of looking at him over the next sort of 24, 48 hours, in that he did so well to actually play a part on Tuesday?
Yeah, I think he had a knock on his ankle, and I think he wasn't really expected to be on the bench on Tuesday, but he kind of phoned up on Tuesday morning and said it felt much better, and you know, he obviously had a really good night's sleep on Monday, so woke up and it was feeling better, so he was involved, and I think he's reported fine, so he'll come back into contention for Saturday.
And presumably Shiloh Tracy did really everything that was asked of him on Tuesday night, having come on, made his cameo, had a couple of good runs forward, could have maybe got a goal. All of that was really promising as well.
Yeah, Shiloh, yeah, it's so exciting to have Shiloh back, have that option. You know, you can hear it in the stadium. Everybody gets excited. I get excited when I'm watching on the side. You know, when he faces up defenders, and you know how quick he is. He's it's so good to have him back. He's such a dynamic player, and you know, he's a cool guy. I always say he talks slow but runs really fast. So we love him, and he's brilliant to be back in the squad.
With Oxford then this weekend, talking about a lot of sides playing the back three, they don't all that often, but past couple of games they have switched to wing back, so possibly a slightly different element to their play.
Yeah. Normally, always a kind of a variation of a 4-3-3, but like you mentioned, the last couple of games a back three. But it's a Carl Robinson side, and the principles will remain the same, whatever shape they play. So, you know, they're such a good side. I think Oxford away is probably one of the biggest challenges in the league. So, you know, it's really exciting to go there and see how we get on. But definitely a really tough task, but one we're really excited about.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that from your playing days. It's an unusual stadium because three sides are big and then one side just isn't there. Did you have much success at the Kassam as a player? Was it a place you liked to go?
Yeah, there's just the car park. I think if you were parked in that car park and I was playing, the people were a bit worried. I think I hit a few cars in my time. Actually, to be fair, I had quite a good record playing against Oxford. I scored a few goals against them, and it's a good place to play. It's a nice stadium. Like you say, it's a bit funny that one side's not there, but it's a good stadium. They've got loud support, and like you say, it's a real big challenge. Because they're such a good side, and they've been such a good side in this division for a while now, with really good players and a really good manager. So yeah, it's exciting for us, a really good challenge.
Yeah, it always looks like a place with a really big pitch. I don't know whether that's to do with having the empty end, but if that's the case, of course, Oxford under Carl are going to maximise that to the best of their ability.
Yeah, well, in terms of dimensions, I think it is fairly big, and certainly they make it very big with the expansive style that they play. So we've had good prep for Saturday playing against Plymouth Tuesday, because there's similarities to the way they play. I thought, like I mentioned earlier, that was one of the really key points of our game. We was really well connected as a unit. Because they have players that can kind of outplay in 1v1 scenarios, that against Plymouth, if they did go past one of ours, they, straight away the next player was in, and we were really well connected as a unit. And we'll have to be again on Saturday, because they have really good players, and they make the pitch really, really big. And like I keep saying, a really good challenge that we're always excited for these ones.
Cool. That's great from me.
Morning, Barry. You said about how Oxford away is one of the biggest challenges that you might face this season. Do you see it as a similar test to the game against Plymouth on Tuesday, or do you think it's even a step up from that in the way that the game might pan out?
Well, I think having home advantage is important. So going away to Oxford then adds there's another dynamic to it in terms they're at home, and like you say, their pitch is probably bigger than ours, and but they are a similar team. Oxford have probably, for the last few years, I can remember, they're always in and around the playoffs. They're in a really healthy position in the league now. Carl Robinson has a great record at this level, so we know what type of challenge. It's probably, without being disrespectful to Plymouth, because they're such a good team, having home advantage was brilliant for us on Tuesday. So it adds another challenge to it going away from home. But I keep saying, we always the players love a challenge here, so we're excited for it.
You're on to 44 points now for the season. You're up to 12th in the league. Just how good a season do you think you're having?
Really, really good. Yeah, I don't think, I think every Cambridge fan will agree with that. We've come in and we're new to the league, and I think we've done well. I think if you are our supporters, that we'd have 44 points at this stage, they'd be really pleased with it. we haven't set any at the start of the season. We didn't set any targets of a points total or anything. We go into every game, and it's such a boring saying, and you take every game as it comes, and we want to win the next game, and after that we'll want to win the next one, and we'll do our best for that. So but I think we are certainly in a really good position.
How much do you think your side has improved in the way it's performing as the season has progressed?
Yeah, no question. I think we've always been really well organised and really well, like I mentioned, about being connected and a real team. We're always very well organised defensively. I think we've evolved in terms of in possession. I think we're much better going forwards. I think we handle the ball much better now. From the start of the season. So you've seen that with the Plymouth game, and I know I'm talking about a particularly good performance, but they had maybe, I don't know what the actual numbers were. They probably had 70% possession, and we had 30%. But they had one shot on target in the game, so it shows how good we are defensively. But we had 9 or 10 shots on target, so we're really. I guess we're really effective when we have the ball, and we play some really, really good stuff. And I think the players are all getting used to it, to each other, and they know what their strengths are, and they're. I can't speak highly enough of the players really, but I think we've evolved, and we're definitely better in possession team now as well, and we've evolved in that respect.
You think Liam Bennett hasn't done his chances any harm of getting a few more starts after Tuesday?
Absolutely, yeah. Proper. I always feel quite close to Liam, because he, we've taken. I have to first mention he's come from Sudbury, and they've done great with his development. But we took him in, and obviously I was working with the young pros at the club initially, and working with the St. Neots collaboration, and it just shows how that works, and there's a real strength for us as a club, because he worked with me all the way through. So I take obviously all credit for his development. But no, he's such a good kid. He works so hard. He'll have a bit more of a recovery day today. So I was joking, say he'll probably run a marathon as a little down day. And he's just he loves football. We finished training. We've got some bounce boards at the training ground, and I'll be training will have finished. The boys will have eaten their food, and I'll be sitting in the office, and I just keep hearing doof, 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 doof. And it's him out on a bounce board because he's just practicing passing. And so I go home and my ears are ringing. I've got a headache, but he loves it. I'm so pleased for him. He's done really, really well. And he's like I say, I think the supporters took to him straight away, and he's done his chances now really, really good.
For yourself as a coach as well, do you feel as if you're in the perfect environment to develop your own skill set at the moment?
Yeah, I've said before, like it's a really good place to work. I enjoy it. The players are so easy to coach. They're such good guys. So like I say, it's good for me for learning, and it's just a great place to come into and to work. So I'm really, really happy.
And in terms of the squad for Saturday, obviously many players are out injured at the moment. Can we expect any others to be on to make their return, perhaps on the bench? Obviously, Shano did on Tuesday, didn't he?
Yeah, I think we're probably going to be going with a very similar squad. I think there's certainly some of the players are making really good progress. I mentioned Joe Lloyd is making really good progress. Nibsy, I don't think is going to be too long term, but it might be a bit too soon for them guys. But so I think it'll be a similar squad Saturday.
And just finally, have you got any indication as to how long Jack Idle might be out for? He's a bit further away than the rest, isn't he?
He is a little bit, yeah. I think he's still, it's not going to be in the next, it certainly won't be in the next couple of fixtures anyway. It's a little bit more of a longer term one, which is, disappointing for Jack, because he's such a good player, and he's had such a brilliant season. But, hopefully he'll be back sooner rather than later.
Great. Thanks, Barry.